What's up, YouTube? It's your main man, ABD Hero, back again with another video. And your boy Lavar Ball was on FS1 doing a little press run, touching down on all of their shows yesterday, dropping nothing but facts, and we gotta talk about it. Like I said yesterday, Lavar was on Undisputed. He was on Speak for Yourself with Whitlock, and I find it interesting that Whitlock didn't keep the same energy in that broadcast that we've heard from him before when talking about Lavar Ball and the Big Baller brand. He was also on the show with Cowherd, and throughout the same shows, you could tell they do them kind of all in succession. But so it was a lot of the same messaging, but it was all straight facts from your boy Lavar Ball. He went into it and gave you some hot topics, talking about Lonzo being better than LeBron. He gave you the Luke Walton stuff, like, yo, we need him out of here in LA. He even on Speak for Yourself started going in on Magic a little bit. Just a lot of content. And I would tell you that the thing that people do not realize is the YouTube accounts and the social media accounts from a lot of these programs was built on the back of Lavar Ball. If you go back into the analytics, you'll see that these Lavar Ball videos jumped ESPN's viewership way up. FS1, Colin Cow, all of these things, they were built on the back of Lavar Ball. He like the soldier boy right now for them when it comes to what they doing right now on YouTube and their channels being what they are today. He had a couple great points in there that I felt like when people started talking to him about why he's been so quiet, he kept reiterating the fact that people expecting him to operate just as Lonzo's dad, but he is the CEO of the Big Baller brand, and that has had him around the world traveling. And he's got that blue book, and he got that thing stamped up. And I know for a fact, because if y'all know, you've been following the channel, I was out there with them around the world, my blue book stamped up just like that as well. So I thought that was dope, because I think that that's a box that so many people want to put him in, and I think that that's a strategic way to keep the system in place. You're a parent. This is what all the other parents do, so you should do it too. Not looking at him as you a businessman. So if you look at what all of the other businesses who sponsor and associated with athletes do, he's right in line with them, looking out for the best interest of his sons, who then are his clients, the folks who he sponsor. Lonzo Ball is to the Big Baller brand what LeBron James is to Nike as far as being their premier marquee athlete. If LeBron for some reason wasn't in the optimal situation, you better believe Nike gonna pull some strings. Now they may pull them strings behind the scenes, but Lavar Ball gotta pull his strings out here in your face, and he gonna tell you and keep it real with you. There's this other point that he kind of got into a lot, and just talking about his notion of having his all three of his boys on the same team. I think that with the JBA and him moving around and waiting till LaMelo to kind of mature and get out of high school, he kind of took a step back from that. Lonzo been in the league for 2 years. Jello went the JBA route. Melo went to JBA back in high school. And I think that with Melo making this jump and him being a top recruit, 5-star still, number 13 player in the nation, the reality of having a Lonzo Melo combination is looking very realistic, and then bringing Jello in there, that whole entire plan is looking very credible. Now, one of the things that I made a video about this before, and when you say, why does Lavar Ball want Lonzo Ball to go to Phoenix? The Phoenix Suns is a team who has had a lot of players who have been brothers. The Dragic brothers played for Phoenix. The Morris twins both played for Phoenix. You go down their line, they have had some times where they've had family members play on the same team. So I believe that they feel like that organization would embrace the idea of having all three brothers. Plus, right now, not playing a ton of great basketball, you infuse them with Lonzo Ball or LaMelo Ball and have Jello, who is a prominent scorer. I think that is it's a team to beat. All right, now one of the things that I thought was cool in going down that ideal of like realism is when on is on Undisputed. He was talking with Skip and Shannon and got into like the story of Jello, right? And how his mishap led them to where they're at today and how that's been a benefit. This type of story is what makes like what they're doing so appealing and so like inspiring to me, is because I feel like these are guys who, there's no closed doors. Like no matter what, like there's this pathway that everybody takes to get to these certain points, and if for some reason there's a roadblock, they just don't turn around and say, all right man, dang, Jello, the UCLA thing didn't work out, so we're gonna call it quits. The Melo thing in high school didn't work out, so I guess we just gonna ride with Lonzo. No, they make moves. There's no such thing as a closed door, and I think he got into that mentality a lot when he was on Speak for Yourself, when he said to them, yo, I'm the only guy in here right now who's a boss. I'm the only person who could say whatever I want, and ain't nobody gonna call me and be like, bro, why you say that? You can't do that. If you walk out of here right now, he's the only one who they can't say, you need to get back in here right now or you're fired. He's the boss. And I think that he got into this story of Jello, and he started talking about how Jello made that mistake. He ended up pulling LaMelo from high school. They went to Lithuania, and in Lithuania was basically where the birth of the JBA started to happen. And this is some stuff that I heard from them of like doing the big baller brand challenges, having these folks come out. They were in Lithuania playing with that team, had a game in London, right? And folks came out to London to watch them play the London Lions. And then so the ideal of, yo, what if we could do that in the United States, and just travel around, have our pop-up shops, have people come out, we'll vibe with them, watch, play basketball, instead of giving all of that publicity and the value of having a sponsorship from the big baller brand to some random team. Let's just keep that in-house and let's just create our own league. And then you got the JBA, and I think that from that, then you got the JBA USA, and then so we're starting to see like how it looks like these doors are closing, because the truth of the matter is, if Jello would have went to UCLA and would have done what he had to do and wouldn't have gotten in trouble, would have balled out and potentially gotten drafted, the JBA probably would not have existed. I definitely would not have existed. It wouldn't be no reason for it. Probably would have kept Melo at Chino Hills. So I just love, man, that ideal of like there's no stopping, you know what I'm saying? Like there's these traditional routes that you're supposed to take, but those doors close sometimes and other things open up. And also I think that is, when I think about the guys who are in the JBA, right? There's another thing where Lavar says, he's talking about folks who don't understand his point are folks, or folks who think he's unrealistic are people who don't understand his point of view. And I think that when you look at everybody who kind of got involved with the JBA, these folks who have to believe in these alternative routes. These folks who probably seen that maybe the door for a lot of them wasn't closed, but it wasn't the route that they needed to go, so they wanted to try some other stuff. And I think that if you're a fan of the JBA and you watched any of those games, you've seen that there was a lot of good basketball, a lot of good basketball players, a lot of good ballers who came out of the JBA. And man, they reached out to a lot of people and brought folks in there and gave them opportunities to do a lot of cool things. So over the summer, think about this: Las Vegas, Los Angeles, Houston, Dallas, New York, Seattle, basically DC, Philadelphia, all of these stops that the JBA made. So you had a bunch of guys who really got an opportunity to see the country, the United States. Then you take the group who then got to go travel the world, and you're in Russia, Belgium, England, Lithuania, Latvia, Estonia, just all over, man. It was an exciting experience, man. And I think that what the Big Baller brand is doing is crazy and is good and it's inventive. And that's what I feel like we need to be. And that's why I think that they deserve to be supported. So I'm excited to see what's happening with the JBA moving forward. It looks like the JBA posted some stuff on their Instagram page that they'll potentially be rolling out some type of season 2 or something like that. So stay tuned for that. And you know, I'm gonna give y'all the information whenever I get it. So it's your main man, AB the Hero. We out. Peace.